Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk on Memorial Day weekend, Friday. Ready for a great weekend ahead and a great day ahead. So good to have Ricky here with me and ready to wind up the week real strong. Hopefully, you guys have checked us out over at stocktraders.net. Please sign up for our free trading floor. We come up with a couple ideas every day. Just a reminder that nothing that we put out every day or any day is a solicitation of any sort. Just us covering some thoughts on some of the movers or some of the names that are setting up on the dailies. So please, if you guys are new to us, please hit the like button. Always hit the like button if you like what we're doing and spread the word about it. We're trying to just give back to the community here, and hopefully you guys are liking what we're putting together here. So with that all being said, read the disclaimer up on the screen, the description area. Know that nothing we're doing is a solicitation, it's just for informational purposes. And I'm going to turn it right over to Ricky, see what he has to say. I know he's talking about a couple that I want to hear, so ready to roll here. So, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose, and getting ready to kick off Memorial Day weekend. Guys, as long as everything goes as planned, this is our last live stream on YouTube. Everything is going to be moved in-house over at stocktraders.net. In the chat, you'll be able to watch it in the free chat. Like Goose has said, no credit card required, and it's a free room. We just want to try to get more members to come by and see what we're actually providing everybody. I hope my levels are good today. I'm actually doing this straight up from the laptop. I don't know if I've said anything about this on the broadcast before, but me and my family are getting ready to move across country. So the movers were here yesterday packing up all our stuff. I don't have my trading rig anymore. I don't have all my screens. It doesn't matter. We're still going to crush it. Let's get right into it, guys. First thing on my radar is ROST. ROST Stores, ROST. It was an earnings play. They missed on earnings. They beat real small on revs. They actually gave poor guidance for the next Q, and I'm kind of bearish on them. You can see they had a pretty big sell-off. They pushed back up. We're right up into that 20-minute 20. We're pretty much holding. We're right around the 5-minute 20. I'm hoping to see 80 kind of act as a roof. If not, maybe let it go, and we'll play it as a gap to close up around the 82, 83 level. But I don't think that their future outlook is good enough to get them back up to the highs. I actually think this thing is going to have a point today where it sells off. So I'll be watching for a short setup from the open. If we don't get it right at the open, that's fine. I will watch it, let it set up and develop throughout the day. There's no rush. I think we're gonna have some downside to this today, guys. The next thing on my list is the Ricky tip, and that is VTGN. I have to type the symbols in now that I'm on the laptop. Sorry, guys. All right, so here we go. We got a big gapper. I think, what are we up, about 70 or 80% pre-market? So the basics of it is, I think at 22, 23 million OS, the float should be around 18 to 19 million. They did an offering in December for 10 million shares at $1.50, and there was 10 million warrants at $1.50. And Oppenheimer, however you want to say it, they're out this morning with a $6 price target. And guess who did the offering in December? That's right, same guys. Toxic Financiers, boutique shop. It's nothing new, same thing, different ticker. Play it the exact same, guys. Going to let it extend to wherever it wants to. We're already at some levels on the daily right up here at $1.80. If that wants to hold and we get a short setup from here, then by all means, we are high enough and there is enough meat on the bone that I think this should have downside from here. If they want to let it push, let it push. And as long as you guys know how to identify the backside, you should be okay. Just don't step in front of a moving train. As we always say, you got to have a strategy that keeps you off the front side. And the way we like to do it over at stocktraders.net, guys, is looking for those lower highs and something to put risk against instead of just getting in and having some arbitrary number as your stop loss. If you use a lower high, then you can use the previous high as your stop, and you can use that stop loss to set the correct amount of position size to put on so that your risk is limited and defined. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than feeling confident about your trade, knowing that your risk is predetermined and that even if you stop out, nothing bad can happen because it's already planned. That's everything for me, guys. It's short and sweet today. We're going to hit this in, get it done, get the weekend cracking. I'm going to pass it back to Goose, and then we're going to see you guys over at stocktraders.net so we can really get this thing started. Peace.
Good job, Ricky, as always. And I just want to reiterate something, guys, on like a name like VTGN. like you got somebody diving into the homework and talking about the 150 stock and 150 warrants and all this stuff. I mean, how does that not raise your conviction? That's the type of value that Ricky brings and the team brings and trying to discover. And we also talk about backside moves. You know, the people in the room in the community, we're trying to not just set out alerts. We're trying to actually teach what does that mean, and we're available to always talk about these type of things. So if we're using verbiage that maybe you're not quite understanding, you're a newer trader, get over there and ask us, and we'll explain it. I mean, we have a lot of experience over there, and we're happy to help. And that's the idea is we're not just trying to throw alerts at people for you guys to follow. That's not what we're doing. We're actually trying to teach you guys what we're looking at, why we're looking at it, and where our entries would be if that happens. So just please come join us, guys, and great work, Ricky. I'm going to stick real easy on a couple things today, and I'm going to go right into Foot Locker. And I put on my tweet that this is I have two trades, that I have in mind on this name is first thing is you could see based on the daily, this 53 area is a level of interest to me. Okay, last big push it had, that's where it stopped. So you could see already this morning, it hasn't really traded any volume, but it's hit this level, and I put 53 to 54. I always tell people in the room, like, it's okay if it goes through it intraday or whatever for a little bit and then pulls right back and stays heavy in that area. So I'm looking for that 53 to 54 area as a possible resistance area. So that's not my first part of the trade. I'm going to go into my first part, but I want you guys to really pay attention to this daily area, that's 53 to 54 channel. If it wants to keep getting heavy there, I am looking for a backside move. And the reason I'm starting with that is because it's already up $6 and it's up in that range now, and the market's faded a little bit. So it's got a lot of the tools, that I look at for a potential fade setup. Now, what am I looking for from the long side? Numbers were great. Everything about it was great. Numbers, guidance, coverage on the stock, which right away makes me look at the retrace play on this. And right now what I'm looking at is in this 49 to 50 area. I think it could hold the figure there at 50. So that's going to be my first point of interest to see how it holds on a pullback between 50 and 50 and a half. If it wants to stay heavy because the market's heavy or just wants to continue to come in, really the number's down into this 49 area. So I'll give it some more room. But I am looking for a long play on this, on any type of early wash around that $50 area. And obviously a fade off that 53 to 54 area I think would be nice. As you see, it's coming in right now as we're talking. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to jump over to Autodesk for a second, ADSK. And this is a funny one because usually, the numbers, I looked at the numbers a little bit more, and they weren't, to me, they weren't horrendous. I mean, they weren't great. They weren't, obviously you see the stock coming in, but this is the key thing that I was looking at. The stock's down $7. And it's coming right into this 50-day in this area right here, which I really like seeing. So I'm watching between 130, 131. You can see the 50-day again. It's the same thing I said about support. If it wants to wash through this for a couple candles or that early morning heaviness, but I want to see if it reclaims that 131 area. So that's a big level of interest for me. That 130, 131 area. See what it is. See if it reclaims, and if it does, I'd be looking for a push back up into this 135 area, or maybe even a little bit better. Would not surprise me whatsoever. Keep in mind the stock's still down considerably from those levels that closed right up in here, right? This 139 area. So even if it pushes back and gives 50, 60% of the move, reclaims because of the daily technical, it's still down on the day. The numbers were still bad and so forth. So I like this for a potential bounce play off that area, 130, 131. And I think I get a few bucks out of it if it wants to do what I think it might do today. So let's see what happens. Market's going to determine a lot. It's going to be slower, guys. Be aware of that. We got a long weekend. Volume's going to dry up a little bit more second half of the day. Don't go, get chopped up during the second half thinking the volume's the same. It's probably going to dry up quite a bit. And with that all being said, come check us out over there, guys. Hopefully we could help you out. Feel free to send us messages. Always, we're here for you guys. And look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy your family and friends. And just be safe out there, guys. Look forward to seeing you guys next week, Tuesday.
Goose, hang on before you go, bro. So let's just go off script just a little bit. Pull up the ticker GPS. So you're looking at ADSK with the 50-day, right? The pull in.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll like GPS too then.
Yep, coming right off that 30. You see how that's all clumped up, guys, between the you got the 200-day, the 20, and the 50. Now, I haven't had enough, I really haven't dove into all the numbers on the GPS. I'll look at it, but the same type of technical thought is they hold, no matter what, guys, we want to say, is they hold these areas. I mean, that's the whole brilliance of the dailies. And when they break down, you let them break down for a day or two. And if they really fail, that's when you get on that back side of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be right at those levels you want to fade it. Let it break down, and then it might set up. If it wants to completely break through here and close at 29.50 or something like that today, let's say we're wrong and it doesn't bounce off these levels, that next day, Tuesday or Wednesday, will be the backside move for it to continue to fade down to 28. Not catching it right at that level and try to fade it through it. That's just my opinion on how to trade these. But I always look for the bounces off that level. That's a great eye, Ricky, and a great I'm glad you threw that out. You got the figure there at 30. You got the 200-day, the 50, and the 20-day. So look for a potential bounce there. Good eye, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose. Beautifully said. And I'm in love with the Foot Locker idea. I mean, how often do you get a 50% fib level right at the round psych number of $50? I mean, if we get that retraced down to 50, I will be looking for that area to show some support, and I'll be getting long too. And I'm sure a lot of other people in the room will be right there with us. Guys, come join us. We're over there handing out game plans every single day, trying to get everybody the same knowledge that we're using to trade these markets so that we can all stay safe and protect our capital. Because the name of this game, longevity. That's what we're trying to help everybody. Let's get it, guys. It's Friday. Protect your capital. Stay safe out there. Let's crush it. Peace.